Our next speaker is Trine Bakdal. You will also get some minutes extra, Trine. Trine is a skills development consultant in the Danish VUC, Storstrøm. So welcome, Trine. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I will try to share. Hmm. Okay, so to begin with, I would like for you to imagine that you are an education consultant tasked with task with identifying sectors and companies where a significant number of employees are struggling with low basic skills or dyslexia. I started with doing that and thinking it must be the easiest job to do. I am even going out and offering all these courses for free. The employees must be signing up to participate in them, and the companies, they must be calling me all the time to be able to get a course with their employees. But it is not so. And that made me think and my team think, how can we look at the education of basic skills? Um, I am an education consultant at VUC in Storstrøm, which is a regional education system institution with free general adult education. We are having two types of departments. One is the general education, where you can get 9th or 10th grade, or a high school. The second is a vocational department, where I'm at, where we have two types of educations. Is the FVU, which is preparatory adult education, and I got four subjects to offer the companies and the employees, which is the Danish, literacy, writing, numeracy, IT, and English. And then I got the OBU, which is dyslexia education. As you can see on the map, it shows all the VUCs, the adult schools, and I am located where the circle is. So I'm having an area with a lot of schools in it. To just take a look at how many may have difficulties, we can see that 18% of the Danes are having problems with the literacy. So reading and writing is a fact, a problem for a big part of the Danish population with low educations. 17% having some struggles with numeracy, and 20% are actually struggling with the IT or digital skills. And normally you might think that it's only the elder generation, but I also hear from some of the companies that younger generations actually do have problems. They don't have problems with social media, but when it comes to systems for the workplace, they do have problems finding out what to do, where, and how, and be curious and finding out. So they do need some sort of education or training in it. Just about 10% are having dyslexia. It's not the official number. The official number in Denmark is 7 to 8%, but we can see that the ninth grade from the last 10 few years are coming out, and just about 10% are having dyslexia. So we expect that it's actually quite a bigger number. So I actually wanted to talk about motivation, but as I was sitting thinking about it, I think we should talk about the barriers as well. Because if I want to motivate the employees or the companies, I need to understand the barriers for why they're not just attending freely and coming and signing up. And for that, we have been looking at the research from Mads Peter Klint, who have been making some research in 21 and 22 and came with a report in 23 listing up 5 types of barriers. And as you can see here, it is the 5 types. I would like to just talk about 2 of them. The informational barrier. We would like to think that everybody just go on Google and try to find out, okay, if I need some training in reading and writing, I'm just going on Google, finding out how can I get a training in that. But it doesn't seem like they are doing so. When I'm going out talking with the employees, they don't seem to know that the program exists. When I'm talking with the HR staff or the CEOs, they don't seem to know that it exists either. So we are having a problem where it seems like the information that we think that they are having or that they are just looking up, it's not really getting there. Another thing is that a lot of the companies don't seem to know that they can apply for wage compensation while their employees attend the training. And for many companies, that is actually something that is quite important because if they can get some wage compensation, they can buy some new employees and then send off the employees who needs the training. Then we are having the mental barriers, as we also just heard before from Ingrid and Jan, where we can see that because of the negative school experiences, a lot of the employees don't wish to take the education or the training. When they are having possibilities or the opportunity to choose if they want to take it or if they don't, they will often choose not to go to the training. And that is because they often think that it's going to be the same as when they were children and being told that they were stupid or ugly or they will never be successful. And please, if you could just go back to the room and look out the window, that would be the easiest thing to do. And this is not something I'm just coming up with. This is something that I'm hearing when I'm talking with the employees when I'm going out to the companies. So, how do we rethink the basic skills education? We're actually doing a lot like in Norway. We are thinking that we need to go and do the training at the company's ground in their rooms if it's possible. We do need to think and talk about the training as a tool to fulfill their work task. So when I'm going to a company, I am not talking about how can your employees become better at Danish. I'm talking about this is a tool that they need to fulfill the work task. In the same way, I'm talking with the employees about Danish is not something that you need to learn to read a fairy tale or read a poem. It is something you need so that you can read emails and understand them and write emails so that you can make documentation and understand what is written in the documentation, report incidents, and even navigate in digital systems. We had just to tell about a case. Then we had nursing homes at Lolland, and Lolland is the south part of the islands, which is red on the little map that I put up on the slide. They have some difficulties with the staff documentation, which lacked of information and had some difficulties with knowing where to document what in the digital system. So we sat down and talked about where are the skill gaps, what do they need to know and do, and where are they at the moment as the nursing homes are thinking it. We also talked about how can we look at the barriers and motivate the employees. And often, as so many other companies, they were talking about, okay, can we do it voluntarily? We will do a pre-assessment and find out who needs the training, and then they will be offered if they want to go to the training. The problem with it is that a lot of the people who needs the training will say no, thank you. And the ones who probably doesn't need the training, well, they will ask and say, yes, we will take it because they have a narrative that is positive when it comes to education. Then we have a possibility to say, okay, could we point someone out and say, you need to go to this training? But how would you feel if you were pointed out, being told that you don't have the qualification to make the documentation? It would make the barriers even higher and even thicker. So we talked about how can we make a culture, how to make an us culture, a culture where we are talking about everybody needs these skills. Everybody needs them as a tool to be able to, again, fulfill the work task. So we talked about how everybody should be able to register working hours, write reports, make documentations about the citizens, and how to do it and where to do it in the system. And by doing so, and by saying that nobody's left behind and nobody can really say no, everybody's doing this, and we're doing it over the next 3 or 4 years. That is quite important because then nobody's pointed out. Everybody can talk openly. And then we know that, yes, sometimes people still, when they're going to the pre-assessment that we are doing with them, saying, I can do it all, or I have no problems, or I don't want to do this. But when we have done the pre-assessments, we get the results and sit down individually with them, and we get the talk. And that's where the motivation really happens because we can break down some of the barriers. We can talk about, okay, if we're not talking about the present, we can talk about the past. When you were to learn to read and write, how was it? Was it easy? Was it difficult? And with that, we are often being told that no, it wasn't that easy. Or maybe it was easy. Okay, then we know what to do. But if it was difficult, then we can talk about how is it today. And that gives a good talk, and you can't hide really. So that's how we often do the motivation, as well as going to the staff meeting and talking with the CEOs. Yes, I still have time. So, just to sum it up, back in the good old days, so to speak, we were having the employees coming to us. They wanted to take the trainings, but from 2005 we can see until 2021, there weren't that many coming to us. And today in Denmark, we are not having that many unemployed. So they are busy working. So if we want to get them and to train them in the basic skills, we need to go to the companies. But we also need the companies to take some responsibilities to say yes to the training and know what it will give the company just as well when their employees are getting the basic training. And then we are talking a lot about how to rethink again, not only to go to the companies, but how can we uh, find the target group, maybe to think of new ways, more digitally. Will they say yes? Will they come up, show up? So we are trying to find new possibilities and ways. Yeah.